This is a CC Radio podcast.
On this week's episode of Comic Confidential, we are reviewing It Chapter 2. Welcome to Comic Confidential, the weekly show where we discuss our favourite things from popular culture. My name is Kay.
My name is Troy.
Hello, Troy.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm great.
Look, if you can't tell, this is not Troy. We are joined by Rachel, the one half of the new podcast coming to the network, Fangirling.
Hell yeah. 5
episodes in the bank at this present day. So, look, we're on the countdown to the launch.
Yeah, October 1st.
Holy moly. October 1st.
That's
Fangirling.
exactly 2 weeks from now when we're recording.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. I tell you what, I'm not even building up the hype. I genuinely think Fangirling might be the best thing I've ever listened to. And I think it's because I have nothing to do with this. Like, girls, go talk about cool shit.
And we do.
And that's what you do.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. What was the one of the most recent episodes that you guys just did?
Celebrity Hall Passes.
Oh, my God. I was in stitches.
We just spent 20 minutes sitting down and talking about all the guys and girls that make us thirsty as fuck. It was amazing.
Yeah, look, I said, I'm pretty sure your husbands were jumped that night. It was a pretty thirsty episode.
It was very thirsty. I'm sure that our husbands were both happy men.
I think they were. They were.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
But absolutely hilarious. Like, just the stuff that you guys come up with absolutely has me in stitches. So
thank you.
I cannot wait for the listeners to basically jump board from this podcast over to that one.
Yeah.
Because it is going to be the best, the funniest podcast that you'll probably ever listen to.
Oh, thank you.
It's like, who would have thought 2 girls being crude about like Disney characters and stuff like that would be the best thing that you'll ever want to hear?
I knew that it would be the best thing that I wanted to do. But yeah, it'd be great if people want to listen to it. I'm more than happy to just keep doing it even if no one listens.
Oh, absolutely. The fun that you girls are having, it makes me quite jelly. It's so cool.
Yeah. Well, we're recording again in a few days and we're going to try and smash out 4 episodes on
4
Friday.
episodes?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Far out.
So we'll have a lot in the bank by the time we launch.
Yeah, definitely. I reckon we're going to have to launch with a couple.
Yeah, definitely.
I reckon maybe 2 or 3 and people would just be hooked right away.
I hope so.
Yeah, so do I. Because, you know, if people don't love your podcast, they need to take a good hard look at themselves.
Yep. Take a good hard look in the mirror and book yourself into a therapist because there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Maybe play them the episode because they'll be able to tell you where you're going wrong.
Oh, great idea. Mm-hmm.
Start a podcast where you review Fangirling with your therapist.
With your therapist?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where you were going. I thought you were going to say to review the therapist. I was like, I don't know about that.
That's a bit personal, probably.
Did not fix my impotence at all.
Oh, wow. I should have expected that.
1 star.
1 star. Not good enough. Couldn't get it up. All right.
Wow.
Let's talk about It Chapter 2.
Let's.
What's your initial thoughts? Now, we're going to go straight into spoilers because it's really quite difficult to talk about this movie without saying anything that might be spoilerish because the only way you can talk about it is the events that happen throughout this movie because you can say there was a clown in it because that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. There's a clown in it and there are also some people in Derry.
And that's about it?
Yeah.
Derry didn't change at all in 27 years.
No, not at all.
Wow.
What a place.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? If you went back, like, let's say you were from a really small town like that.
Yeah.
Would you want it to be, I guess, growing? Or would you want to go back and have it always just feel like home?
Well, I grew up in not a small town like Derry, but the suburb where I did grow up in Sydney. I remember going back to it, 10 years later or whatever, and still knowing the streets and everything, and the changes that I saw were a little bit jarring at the time, but it was nice to see.
Yeah.
It's nice to see when things are kind of moving along with the times. So going back to Derry 27 years later and fucking nothing has changed, that would have been enough for me to go, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Pretty much. And I mean, we kind of see that at the start of the episode when we got the two guys who are in a relationship, and basically a hate crime happens there.
Yeah.
That was based on a real life hate crime,
What?
Yeah. Bloody Stephen King, he's very meta like that.
Yeah.
But based on a real hate crime. I wish I could tell you what it was, but I didn't look that far into it. But yeah, I just know that it was based on a real crime. But
that's awful.
Absolutely, it's friggin' wrong.
It's wrong.
It's absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
If you do stuff like that, take a goddamn hard look at yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Punch yourself in your dick.
In the dick, yeah. Right in the dick.
Right in the dick. Punch it like right inside you.
Right inside.
But what a way to open the movie, because I was kind of like, holy shit, this really sets the tone.
Yeah.
But then I felt like, oh wait, no, it didn't.
No, it really didn't. It was nothing like the rest of the movie, actually.
Yeah, actually, give me a quick rundown of what you thought of the movie overall.
Okay, well, I do work in a cinema.
Yes.
So I do get a lot of people coming to me telling me, what they thought. So my opinions, I try not to let them be swayed by what other people are saying, but it's kind of hard not to at times. This is not one of those cases where anybody's opinion has swayed me.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I really enjoyed it. I feel like it was adult Goonies with a little bit of horror and drama thrown in there.
Yeah, you know what? That's a really good way of putting it, because this wasn't as horror-y as I wanted it to be.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people felt let down, because, you go into something like It and you're expecting to be terrified, because the first one was scary as fuck.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, you think it's the same thing. You're going to see the same thing again when they're older, but it's not the case.
Yeah, like it opens in that really great moment, because It is back. And he's not just taking children, he's now taking adults. And it's like, is he off tap now? Is he just going for, is anyone game?
Yeah.
And is this because he knows maybe the kids are going to come back?
Yeah.
Nothing like that is really flushed out in this movie.
No, they didn't do a lot of fleshing out of It as a character.
No, not at all. You really have to go back. Basically, you couldn't come into this movie without having a really good knowledge or remembering that first movie really, really well.
Yeah, although they do the flashbacks.
Which killed me. Because, oh, man.
You didn't want to go into it and watch because it's 3 hours.
And you know what? It's a long 3 hours for me.
I disagree, but that's okay.
How do you rate how long a movie or how boring a movie is?
I judge it by how often I check my phone.
The phone checks?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I had one phone check.
One phone check. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I had 2 and a toilet break.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I felt like I'm really not going to miss anything if I just kind of duck off.
Yeah, okay.
Real quick.
Yeah, I suppose during the flashbacks you could duck off and not miss anything.
Absolutely. And did you know some of those flashbacks were de-aged?
Yeah.
Which is insane, because I kind of understand that they couldn't really shoot those scenes when they did that first movie, because they haven't had the screenplay done. They didn't even get this greenlit before.
Yeah, the greenlit, yeah.
So, but you would think you would have a bit of an idea. I was thinking, is some of this on the chopping room floor?
Yeah, maybe.
Because some scenes look really good, and then you look at the kids' faces and they're almost Superman from Justice League level.
Yeah, especially Richie.
Yes.
Yeah, and his eyes, they were so huge behind his glasses because of the de-aging.
Yeah, totally.
And I actually found that quite distracting.
Yeah, he was the worst, because, you have a look at him in, what's his name? Wolfgang. That's his real life surname, Wolfgang.
Yeah. Wolfhard.
Wolfhard, is it?
Yeah, Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Stranger Things, he's a young adult almost now. But in this, he's aged all the way back to a very, very young child.
10 or whatever. Yeah.
And it's wow. he looks shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not the de-aging. I don't think they really had a choice though, because
They have to do what
they have to do what they have
Yeah.
to do. But I was hoping for a little bit better quality.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it didn't really have a huge budget though. It was under $100 million.
Oh, okay. Well,
And-
excusable, I guess.
But I think it really shows throughout this movie because I feel like the scare factor was really limited because of that.
Yeah.
We got maybe 2 or 3 scenes in this whole movie that I felt like were scary.
Yeah, I didn't feel scared at all. I had like, a couple of jumps
Yeah.
here and there.
One of the things that, well, look, let's talk about those scary scenes first. Is in the Chinese restaurant.
Yes.
Man, that little like baby crying thing that thing like was creepy as fuck.
That was very creepy.
The second one was kind of the House of Horrors scene where it has got the child,
Oh, yes.
which I don't even know if is real because I think that's made up. I think that, yeah, I 100% reckon.
Wow. I never even considered that child might not be real. Or that situation may not have been real. I don't know, but that really disturbed me, that bit when he just straight up kills the kid in front of Bill. And I think I made a noise even.
Because that's not its style.
No.
He doesn't do that.
No, he does taunt people, and he taunts them actually psychologically. So I guess, you might be right on the money there with it not being real.
Because basically it feeds off the fear of the children.
Yeah.
And there's no fear if you've killed that child.
Yeah. Yeah, but the whole purpose of that was to taunt Bill and say that, like now another innocent child is dead because you weren't there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's just to build his fear.
Yeah.
So I'm very much of the belief that was fake.
That was fake.
Because there was no one in the carnival that like seemed to make it.
Blown my mind here.
There you go.
Blown my mind.
There was no one in that like little theme park that like seemed to care what just happened.
Yeah, there was no like the kid just died in the House of Mirrors or whatever it was.
There's blood everywhere. Like nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing. But Derry is a weird place also.
It is a weird place.
It's a really weird place. So what did you think of that whole concept of you leave Derry and you forget Derry?
Weird.
Very weird. I mean, it's very Stephen King.
It is very Stephen King. Also, I love the fact that they made fun of Stephen King throughout this whole movie with him being a shitty story.
The shit ending?
Yes.
Yeah.
So good. And you know what? Good on him for like leaning into that and owning
Absolutely.
it. So good. But yeah, very, very interesting because it's kind of like, well, what happened if all the kids left?
Yeah, if Mike hadn't stayed,
Yeah.
then what would have happened? Then it couldn't have gotten them back because nobody would remember to come back.
Yeah, and I mean, the weird thing is I guess Bill, who was the one that stayed back?
Mike
kind of alerted everyone. Not really saying it is back, it's I think he's back or nothing like that. It's just like you need to come back.
You need to come back.
And I'll kind of be like, why?
Yeah, but everybody has this really visceral reaction to what he said. So I guess they do on a deep level remember, but they don't remember that they remember.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's so weird. So very interesting. I don't think it really made a lot of sense because if everyone left that town, it would just be doing what he's doing forever.
Yeah, I think you have to have like read the book and understand Derry a lot more to really get that part.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But what do you think overall? Do you think it was worth seeing in the cinemas?
I really enjoyed it in the cinema. I really enjoyed the experience of seeing it in the cinema.
Yeah. I guess you also have to say that because you work at the cinema.
No, I don't.
Look, this was one of the first movies that I've seen in VMAX.
Oh, right.
For like a year and a half. The last movie I think I saw in VMAX, and I was having this discussion with Troy,
Oh, dear.
was I think Infinity War.
Yeah. Which you did see in VMAX.
I
You
don't
did
think-
confirm that with me.
I don't think we did.
You did.
No, I don't think we
yeah,
did.
you did.
Look, Rachel got us free tickets. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't VMAX.
It was VMAX.
Anyway. So that would have been the last one that I saw. But seeing this in VMAX, I feel like my experience would have been so much less if I saw it in a standard cinema where the sound wasn't like blasting.
Correct.
Because that absolutely adds to the very minimal scare factor that this movie has.
Yeah.
And that's really disappointing, that the fact that you kind of need to go to the most ultimate experience to enjoy this movie, even the slightest bit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also watched it in VMAX, so maybe that's why I really enjoyed seeing it at the cinema.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, the first movie was so damn scary that I had extremely high expectations for what this was. Because the first one, it had a bigger budget, I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
And it had the highest opening weekend for any horror movie ever. And this one has the second because, it has to try beat itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just really falls short on that scare factor.
Did you ever watch the Tim Curry version?
No. Yes, but I can't really remember it.
Okay, so that could also have an impact on what your expectation in that was, because I've seen the Tim Curry version a few times.
Yeah, right.
There is a very distinct kind of split between the two parts as well.
Oh, okay.
So, and there's quite a difference in the feel and the atmosphere between that first part and the second, when they're children versus when they're adults as well, because I really wasn't frightened by the second part in that version either.
And that could just be because they're adults now.
Yeah, well, that's, the stakes are always higher when there's children involved and you're seeing it through their eyes and because they're scared.
And they're so more vulnerable.
Correct.
Whereas the adults, they kind of have a little bit more of a level head. They're kind of like, we can just fucking leave.
Yeah.
And like actually nearly everyone does.
Nearly everyone at least tries to. Yeah.
And it's kind of like, well, there's no stakes there.
Yeah, there's no stakes. And there's also the fact that you've seen chapter 1.
Yes.
You know that you know what you're walking into. You're going back to Derry. There's a fucking killer clown out there who fucks with you in every way possible. So you know what's going on. And as adults, even though they've forgotten, they also kind of know what's going on. So it was never going to be as scary as the first one.
Which is a downer, because usually with the second movie, you have to double down hard on that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because the threat wasn't bigger. The threat was the same. And
exactly the same.
Exactly the same. He did all the same tricks that he did on them when they were children.
Yeah.
So there was nothing that really kind of made me go, wow, that was crazy. That was insane.
I mean, aside from when he just straight up killed that kid though. And that's where I thought, oh, he's really ramping it up now.
Yeah, but I still think that's fake. I think that was just all an illusion.
You could be totally right about that.
Because, I mean, that kid only showed up in like pivotal moments. So when all the gang got back together, and I mean, okay, Rachel, you're a parent.
I am.
If you saw some grown man yelling in your children's face and shaking them, what would you do?
No, I would go up and punch that person in the face and call the police.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Those parents are just kind of like, come over here.
But the parents in Derry are notoriously terrible parents.
Actually, that's true.
Yeah.
Derry has got so many deaths in that city.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
If I were a parent, I would not be living in, I am a parent, but I would not be living in Derry.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's not happening. Maybe that it doesn't change his method because it's worked every 27 years for however fucking long.
Maybe that could be. Well, no, it's not even that, because he's been around for potentially millennia.
Yes.
Which we find out later in this movie. So who knows? Maybe he's just like, why do I need a new gig, man?
Yeah.
This has worked for me for years.
Because he preys on people's vulnerabilities, and everybody's got vulnerabilities and insecurities, and
Maybe. Not me. I'm solid.
I'd like to see what Pennywise can do with you, mate.
Nah. I don't like Believe.
Oh, no.
No. Look, my overall thoughts on the movie is I felt like there wasn't enough to build the story, because it was pretty much a repeat of the other movie with less stakes, but with a lot more like just weird filler stuff. Like, why did everyone need to go get a token? Like, how did people know they needed to go do that? And it was kind of like, everyone go out and get your tokens and we'll see you this afternoon.
Yeah.
What if I had no idea where I needed to go to find my token? I can't even remember this city.
No, but as they spend time in Derry, they remember Derry.
See, this is one of those things. It's just convenient to let that plot run.
See, this is Stephen King's storytelling, man.
Oh, it really is.
It's Stephen King through and through.
Totally. I'm really surprised that we didn't get the cosmic bloody turtle.
Yeah, there was still
there was a lot of turtle references.
There was a lot of turtle references there. A lot of turtle references.
Because have you read the book?
I have not, but I have heard all about Mature and the Turtle.
Yeah, so the book is a lot weirder and a lot more full on.
Yeah, I've heard that there are a lot of things like a child orgy.
Yeah. Thank God they cut that out.
Yeah.
Like, disgusting. Why even write that?
I don't know. What's
Stephen
wrong
King.
with you, Stephen King?
Yeah, you fucked up old bastard.
Mate.
And a lot of like dimension hopping.
Yeah, okay.
Which that would be really hard to pull off in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, look, my thoughts overall, I'll wrap it up, is basically I thought the movie went for far too long.
Okay.
I reckon it could have cut 40 minutes out because there seemed to be just a lot of filler in there, which like it didn't really need to do. I think they could have cut down on those flashback scenes.
Yeah. Because
it's kind of like it basically played out to say, oh, you know, when we defeated it, that wasn't the end of it. You had one more encounter. And it's like, how fucking convenient.
Yeah.
You could have just left that out. It didn't really.
But weren't the flashbacks to explain why they chose those tokens and stuff as well?
That's what I mean. It was just convenience.
Okay, fair enough.
If they didn't need to go get these tokens, they didn't need to have those flashbacks.
But they needed the tokens to do the ritual because they put it in the box.
Which, at the end, didn't matter. What did the ritual do?
Nothing.
Exactly.
But they thought they had to.
That's what I mean. It's just kind of like all that stuff that they did really meant nothing.
No.
Because when it came down to the end, it was essentially what they did in the first movie is
hurling insults at it until it
exactly.
dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Belittling
But
it.
did they not put it in the box? They put it in the box.
No, they just crushed the heart.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I mean.
Why am I thinking, did they put it in the box at some point?
They tried to. They tried to
put it in the box and then he had scratched off one side that says that they all die?
Yeah, pretty much.
How rude, Mike.
Wait, total dick move, which everyone just kind of like
would you do that?
Forgives him for too.
Mike, you're such a dick.
How did no one else like just look around the other side of the box as well?
And be like, bro, why is this all scratched off? We need to find out what this means before we do this ritual. Everyone's like, Mike knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's all good. He's talking about fucking rituals. And Bill's like, he drugged me, but it's fine.
My God.
Oh, mate.
Too trusting. Absolutely too trusting.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just what I'm saying. There was so much unnecessary kind of things that happen in this movie.
Yeah.
For it to not matter.
Yeah. I guess. I you know what? I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, but you're looking at it now going, yeah, there was a lot of shit in this.
There was a lot of shit in it, but at the time, watching it, I'm sure that if I watched it again, I would be like, fuck, this is long. But at the time, I enjoyed it. I felt that it flowed nicely. And I did only do the phone check once. And it was half an hour before it finished.
So look, my official rating,
yeah.
I'm split on it because I didn't hate it.
Okay.
I didn't hate it. It's not like I would never watch this movie again. Probably won't.
Yeah.
But it's not like I walked out of there thinking I just wasted my time.
Okay.
Yeah. What about yourself?
No,
give me your little wrap.
My little wrap up? I felt that it was cast perfectly.
Oh, okay. You want to talk about the cast?
I want to talk about the cast.
Oh, okay. Let's dig deep.
Okay.
Pennywise.
Oh, mate. You'll need to listen to Fangirling to hear me and Amy talking about Bill Skarsgård.
He does a really great job, doesn't he?
He does an amazing job. This guy is terrifying and talented, and I can't. I mean, amazing. So Pennywise, yes, huge ticks from me.
Totally.
He is. So Tim Curry's Pennywise was very mocking.
Yeah.
And And so is this Pennywise, but in a scarier way. I'm more scared of this Pennywise than I ever was of Tim Curry as a kid.
What's your hit moment for him?
Oh, geez. Probably when he sings that weird song to Richie about having a dirty little secret.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Richie could have just said, "So what? I'm gay."
Yeah. Richie could have.
Yeah, because, like, who cares?
No one cares.
No one cares.
Oh, no, actually, you know what? I'm going to take it back. When he's mocking Ben as
when he was a fat boy?
Yes.
That's a direct
I'm
quote from...
You cruel motherfucker. I love it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
My favourite moment from him?
Yeah.
When he's under the bleachers and the little girl with the wine stain.
Oh, yes.
And he just bites her head. I was like, woo.
Ooh.
That was the third scary part of the movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's impressive. I was really hyped because I'm thinking, if this is what this movie's going to be, I'm going to have a boner the whole damn time. I did not. Very disappointing.
A horror boner.
Let's talk about Bill.
Bill
got a stutter halfway through the movie again.
Yeah, because he was back in Derry.
Yeah. I hated that.
Did you?
It drove me crazy. And you know what? Like, they built up Bill to be the hero.
The hero.
But you know what? He's a fuckhead because he was ready to cheat on his wife.
He did cheat on his
wife.
wife.
Well, he did, yes.
Yeah.
So how's that make you feel about Bill, the hero? He's a fucking asshole.
I mean, I don't... Yeah, okay. Fine. I guess he's an asshole. I'm not going to condemn him as a human being for an indiscretion while he's in Derry dealing with a killer clown.
Yeah. Explain that to your wife.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't accept it as a wife.
Yeah.
I'd be like, nope, see ya. You can go fuck the killer clown then.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, go on then. But I don't think that he's an asshole. And I actually liked that he got his stutter back.
I didn't.
Okay.
Nah. It was so hard because, like, I know that James McAvoy can just, he's so talented.
He is.
And, like, this just felt like it was torture for me.
Well, was it torture?
And it's only because he had the stutter.
You just didn't want to listen to a stutter?
I didn't. I did not. I was like, just
but
be
it's
amazing.
True to the character.
Drove me crazy.
Oh.
Drove me damn crazy. So, what do you think? Did he have any hero moments?
Gosh, I'm trying to think. No, I don't think he really did anything all that heroic.
No, he didn't. All he did is he got drugged and kind of... and he kind of like backed up the other guy. He's like, yeah, he's telling the truth. Trust me.
Yeah. I think him really showing that he has never gotten over the death of his brother.
Yeah.
He's never. I really felt for Bill.
So did I. But you know what Bill's best scene was? When he was with Stephen King.
Yes.
Like,
yep.
How does the cameo outdo the main guy?
The hero. Yeah. I did like when he was on his bike again.
You're a loser. You're part of the loser club.
That's rude. I'm a lover, not a loser.
Yeah, righto. Beverly Marsh.
Bev. Wow. Poor Bev. She never gets a break, does she?
She is probably one of the most hard done people in this series.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I really feel for her because like she had a really shit like childhood, and then she goes and has an abusive husband.
Yeah, she never quite breaks that cycle, does she?
It's kind of like she's just cursed to live that shit life forever and ever.
Totally. She
cheats on her husband too.
She cheats on her husband too, twice. And then she stays with Ben in the end.
Yeah, how's that going to work out?
She up and left her husband.
Well, yeah, but the law works a little bit differently over in the States when it comes to marriages.
Yeah, but yeah, true. She's on a yacht though, so it's fine.
Yeah, true. You know, she's probably just happy to leave everything to him and go, catch you later.
Just have it all, I don't care.
She didn't really have... Her hero moment was when she was basically telling, what's his name? Eddie. Basically that this is a monster killer.
Yeah.
And that was cool.
That was sweet.
Yeah. But it was kind of like that was the best thing that she did in this whole movie.
Yeah.
Is basically reminded Eddie and the audience
Yeah.
that this is all, you can make up anything.
You can make up anything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was her hero moment for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Ben Handsome.
Ben Handsome.
Damn.
Holy crap. Yeah. I know.
What happened here?
Well,
You know this guy's Australian, right?
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Was on, I do believe it was either Neighbours or Home and Away.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't watch either of those things.
But maybe you should.
Maybe I should.
Yeah. So, look, classic tale of the fatty becoming the hottie.
Yeah.
And this guy is probably the most successful out of them all as well because he's, I believe he's an architect.
Yeah. Yeah. A very successful architect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sad thing is, though, and I don't care what people are going to say about this, why would he keep that little note out of his yearbook from 27 years ago?
No, that for me was like, really? And it's like right in his wallet,
Yes.
too, that he has it with him all the time. I did not believe that, not for a second.
No. Someone that handsome, that hot, is banging people all day,
he's
every day.
getting it. He's
Exactly.
getting it all around the place. He's forgotten all about Beverly fucking Marsh.
Yep.
And if he's supposed to have forgotten Derry,
How's he remember her?
exactly.
Exactly. People are going to say, it's the yearbook note that he had in his fucking wallet. Who cares? That's a bloody plot device.
It is. It is. Yeah. Do you reckon that he had a hero moment?
I feel like he was like second best on ground
Okay.
because he was built up to be like basically the main star.
Mm.
Like he was built to be the hero in this movie.
Yeah.
But there's someone that overshadowed him. And I
Yes.
don't think he meant to. And that's Richie.
Richie.
Richie is the MVP of this movie.
I reckon so. Between Richie and Eddie, they just freaking
They own the movie.
100% owned the movie. Richie, my God, what a character development that we saw in that film from him. Because in the first film, he's just kind of this crass, sassy kid, you know.
He's crude. He's rude.
Yeah, and I loved him as that kid. And as an adult, he shows a real vulnerability.
Oh, absolutely.
That is one flashback I really enjoyed seeing.
Which one was that?
The one where he's in the video arcade.
Oh, isn't that heartbreaking?
That was heartbreaking, and it was Henry Bauer's cousin that he had a crush on, and just
Imagine being in like a really small town like that where, you know, people aren't really overly accepting.
Yeah, of just who you are.
Yeah.
And no, that broke my heart. And yeah, seeing him crying over Eddie at the end there and not wanting to leave him.
You know what? I've never had a moment in a film almost hit me as hard as that.
Yeah.
Because that was like real crying.
Yeah.
Like they played like real crying sounds and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like Bill Hader.
I know.
You got me, man.
Yeah. And it was great. And the banter. The banter between Richie and Eddie was seamless.
It was so good.
They were so funny.
It was honestly those two.
Yeah.
They're my couple from the movie.
Both as children and adults as well. Because as children, both in this film and chapter 1, their banter and their relationship was probably the highlight as well.
Totally.
Yeah. And the flashback, you know, when they're in the hammock and I think it's like Eddie smacks Richie in the face with his foot and all of that. It's just adorable. Absolutely adorable.
And what do you think of like the whole he's gay subplot?
I was fine with it.
Do you think it was needed? Because it was almost like it was just thrown in there, but
you know, it's not that it's always been implied. I know that it was implied, certainly in the 1990 version.
Yeah.
So it was nice to kind of have confirmation. I don't know if it was necessarily needed, but it wasn't unwanted either.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It built to that moment of heartbreak.
Yeah.
In the quarry.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, damn, he loved Eddie.
He loved him.
Yeah.
He loved him. One of my favorite moments, and it's actually more of an Eddie moment than a Richie moment, is when Eddie's dying and he's like, Richie, come here, I need to tell you something. I fucked your mum.
Oh, so good.
The guy's dying, but he has to get a dig in, and I love it.
Love it. So good.
Yeah.
Actually, let's talk about Eddie really, really quickly, because he was like second best in this movie.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
The scene where he got stabbed in the face.
In the face.
He owned it. He owned it
That
so
was
well.
so good. So good.
And I tell you what, the casting between the kids to the adults, they
Yeah.
are so spot on. Like,
But
whoever the casting manager was, they did a brilliant job.
yeah, they deserve all the awards.
Yeah.
All
absolutely.
the awards.
Absolutely.
Eddie, there's a scene where adult Eddie is saying something, you know, in that really fast paced way that he talks, and he does this hand gesture, and it is exactly like young Eddie from
really?
the first film.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, so they obviously worked really hard, these adults and kids together, you know, obviously got together, they researched properly, and I think that the cast has done a wonderful job.
Do you want to know a little fun fact?
Yeah.
Eddie's wife,
Yeah.
the person who played Eddie's wife,
Yeah.
also played Eddie's mum.
Oh my God. Oh, that's gross, but kind of cool.
Yeah. Kind of says a lot about Eddie as a person too.
Yeah, well, yeah, as Richie does point out to him as well.
Absolutely, because
That was my favorite Richie moment, actually, when he's like, you know, who stabbed the guy with a knife he pulled from his face.
and then kind of says,
who married a woman 10 times his own body mass? And he's like, that's me. I did
good.
that.
So good. So good. Now let's talk about the biggest dickhead in the film.
Mike, what the fuck, mate?
Mike, honestly, I don't understand.
No.
Like, cool, this guy went in on like a bloody Native American trip. Good on him. And then let's go put all my friends' lives in danger on the hunch while I was high.
Yeah, I don't understand. So he stayed in Derry all these years.
Yeah.
And he's basically just been waiting?
I think so.
Because in his little loft thing, there's just all these newspaper articles, and so it's like every time a kid goes missing, he's like, is this the time?
Yeah,
but you knew it was going to be, first of all, you knew it was going to be 27 years. So what the fuck have you been waiting there for? And
well, actually, I don't think they knew.
Didn't they?
We knew as an audience,
Oh.
but I don't think they knew, because I think Mike just felt like he would be back.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
But that's
fair.
still weird.
It's still weird. It's really weird. And so he just stayed there biding his time and waiting to then call people back on a promise that was made when they were, you know, how old were they? 10, 11?
Something like that.
12 maybe?
Did you see the scene where they cut their hands?
Yeah.
How deep was that fucking cut?
It was really deep. I mean, I've made blood promises with people as a young
Yeah,
girl.
you're not cutting through your hand though.
No, it was just like a little prick of the finger,
Yeah.
and you rub the blood, and oh, we're blood sisters now, and
You might want to go get checked.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. You can't trust people these days.
But like, I don't think that I could ever, you know, no matter what the circumstance, call on somebody from 27 years ago and be like, you got to come defeat this evil force with me now.
Totally. How's he still have their numbers?
I don't know. Like, he's a super sleuth.
Totally.
Like, because these people are married, they're scattered all over the country.
They're all very successful.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how successful Stanley was. But, or Eddie.
Well, they all look like they're doing very well.
They all look like they're doing fairly well.
I think very well.
Yeah.
That was one thing that I noticed is like, because Beverly was married to a
They had like a fashion line.
Yeah, exactly.
Bill's an
Bill-
author.
He's an author and a script writer, and you know, he's writing screenplays.
Yeah.
Ben
the architect.
Ben is the architect. Richie's a
stand-up comedian.
Who's doing very large shows, which
Yeah.
means he's getting screen time.
Yeah.
I mean, Eddie might have been the only one who like wasn't the most successful because he was selling
He was
life insurance.
I think he was a risk assessor.
Oh, that's what it was.
For insurance companies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Stanley, we don't really know what he was doing though.
Yeah.
He seemed like, I think they were like planning a holiday or something, and it did kind of seem at the time like maybe they were a little hard up for cash.
Yeah, maybe.
Because she was like, should I just do it?
But he did have a very nice house.
He did have a nice place. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know who Mike is?
No.
He's the Old Spice guy.
What?
Yep.
Is he really?
Yep. Do you remember the ads where it's like, now I'm on a horse?
It's true. Oh my God. Oh, Mike's the Old Spice guy.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So, good on him.
Good on him, indeed. So he's just stayed in Derry and he's done all of this research and he's just waiting for this fucking thing to come back.
Pretty
He
much.
calls them all back and pretty much just damns them.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
It's the ultimate shit move.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, maybe he thinks like everyone's lives is worth getting rid of it.
Maybe. Or alternatively, he could have used that time to get everyone the fuck out of Derry.
Maybe. And then we have Stanley.
Poor Stanley.
Stanley, total cop-out, offs himself, really
Yeah.
makes no difference to the movie at all.
No.
Because, look, if he came and he got killed, same result.
Same result.
If he came and he beat it, he's alive.
He's alive. Yeah.
And I get it. He's like, oh, I wouldn't have got through it. I couldn't do it. It's like, how do you know, mate? Just give it a go.
I
would have held you back.
honestly, until the note, I understood.
No. Even the note didn't make sense to me.
No, that's what I'm saying. The note was what made me go, oh, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But before the note, when I honestly thought that he had just been so traumatized by it that he was like, I can't go back there. I can't deal with this again. And he's remembering all of the things that he saw and everything that terrified him. And I can understand, I could understand, oh, he's done something really drastic now because he can't deal with the past.
But the thing is.
But then the note comes out, he's like, I had to take myself out of the equation. It's like, oh, that's kind of weird.
But how does he remember anything?
Because he's not in Derry.
Oh,
I don't understand.
Exactly.
It's just very.
plot holes.
Plot
So many
holes
plot holes.
all around the place.
So, yeah. Look, what was the standout moment? Did you have one standout moment in this whole movie? Because I do. And it was so good. I just wanted to stand up and clap.
Okay, tell me yours.
It was in the final battle scene, and we kind of got Richie, and he's mouthing off to it,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Get ready, you son of a!" And then it opens his mouth and shows him the deadlights, and he just stops and floats.
That was fucking cool.
Right,
That
best
was
scene in this
really
movie.
cool. That was really, really cool. Yeah. What was my standout scene? I don't know. It's hard to pick one because I saw it a while ago, so I'm struggling. I'm struggling to think of something, but I don't know. The scene in the restaurant.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I really enjoyed that, and I thought that the special effects in that were pretty. They were pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
They were lame, but they were cool.
yeah, they were borderline B grade in some of those areas.
That's it. That's it. And I feel that though.
Yeah, I kind
kind
of
of
dig
like
that.
that.
But
Yeah.
look, horror gets a pass for bad CGI.
Absolutely, because
Because
it's
it's
so hard to
horror.
pull off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like every horror movie I've seen has got bad CGI.
Yep.
So,
Yep. And
I
it was
just-
still 100 times better than the 1990 version.
oh,
as well.
exactly. Exactly. I really liked how when they're back in the It house, which I totally forgot it was underneath that house.
Yeah.
I thought it was just in the drain.
In the drain. I know. I was like, oh, yeah, they're going to go in the house and
Yeah.
go down the hole.
But Stanley's head with the legs coming out of it.
Yeah. Like in Toy Story.
Yeah. It's actually they're paying, homage to The Thing.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty
Very
cool.
And we can't forget the Pomeranian moment in the house
yeah.
as well.
That scene just went on for too long, though.
They improv'd that scene.
Did they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my fun fact.
Look, we're learning things all the time.
Yeah.
But you know what, Rachel?
What's
That's
that?
going to do it for this week.
Yeah?
We'll be back next week with another episode. But in the meantime, make sure you leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and help support the show.
And if you want to check out past episodes or the other great shows on our network, head to ccradio.com.au.
And finally, make sure you jump onto Facebook and join the Facebook listener community and let us know what you thought of it. Chapter 2. Return of the Killer Clowns from Space. One final thing before we shoot off. Why did no one make more of a deal that this is an alien?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was brushed over.
It was very brushed over. They're like, it arrived on a meteorite 1 million years ago, and then we will not talk about that any longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So aliens are real.
Yeah, in the form of
universe.
lights.
Yeah.
Literally just 3 lights.
Hey, life takes on all types of forms. Listen to Believe. Comes out every Wednesday.
Oh, crap. Don't know.
Damn, son.
Hey, I missed it last week. I had to get it in this week.
God.
That's it for this week. I'm Cade.
I'm Rachel.
And this has been Comic Confidential.
Shit.
Shit.